I Kick It Podcast, episode 19. Take one. Action.
You. Here we go. There we go. I'd like to welcome you to, I think it's episode, well, let me ask the question the right way. Outstanding soldier. You good to go?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
What is this?
Episode 19.
Of the Can I Kick It Podcast. I'd like to welcome you all back. Here we are once again after an effective and fascinating pre-production meeting. My name is Kenyaga Malali. This is my co-host, August James.
That's me. What's going on?
Not much, man. Crazy week. We lost a lot of games. You weren't worried, or you were worried last week. I wasn't, but here we are.
I don't know if I'd refer to it as a crazy week. It was a little depressing on my end.
That's fine. Did you lose some money?
Nah. I don't bet on the Raptors.
Wow.
Because I like to, if I put money down on games, I like to be objective. And
okay, all right.
my
fair
money
enough.
can't objectively be placed on the Raptors.
I'm glad you didn't say you wanted to win. It's a lot of losses, but we'll get to that in a minute. Couple things I would like to touch on quickly before we get this episode kicked off. One, as for the mass shooting in the States, I'd like to my Asian counterparts and friends, family sometimes, to know that we stand with you. There's no justification in this world as to why somebody should look at somebody, see the color of their skin or their nationality, and decide that they shouldn't be here on this earth. Everybody deserves to live. Everybody deserves to have their time. Everybody deserves to get better. And excusing it as a bad day is nonchalant, it's tone deaf, and it isn't right. I'd like to say that. So, to all of you, we stand with you. Second, the NCAA, get your shit in order, man. It ain't hard. I'm not going to make this a long thing because I don't think it needs to be a long thing because I'm really tired of giving equality more attention than it deserves. It's a simple human custom that we teach people from kindergarten. We shouldn't have to talk about it a whole lot. Women work out too. It's embarrassing how you guys portrayed yourself on that platform in representing your own athletes and people that you make money from and will make a lot of money from because the WNBA is coming up and it's going to get bigger. So don't disrespect them now. Stand with them and do the best that you can to support all your female athletes and scholars. They deserve just as much as the men. Cut it out. If you expect the NBA to be better, then be better from the ground up, from the grassroots programs. Let's stop the bullshit.
Agreed.
Fantastic.
That was
inexcusable.
Okay, I'm just going to act like we're past the outrage for a second.
I'm not, but okay, cool.
All right. That shit was hilarious. It was hilarious. Once again, I'm with you.
Yeah.
It's egregious. Like, that shouldn't be happening. Now, bullshit aside, I thought it almost looked, it was a meme that wrote itself.
Yeah, but
like,
I mean,
it was
like,
ridiculous.
The NCAA is not a meme. Like, you guys are in the middle of a battle to decide whether or not you're going to pay athletes, period.
My favorite part of that was the excuse that the NCAA got.
There wasn't space, and then they showed that too?
Yeah, unfortunately, there wasn't enough space. Then homegirl grabs her phone and pans outward so you can see that there's even room to put in the next practice court if you wanted to.
I will say this. Old men and people that work with old men, and I won't say old white men, because I will not racialize this, but old men and people that work with old men need to start really speaking up and taking some chances. Be brave. You're not, old men are not the ones that run the NCAA are not the ones standing out there setting up that weight room. You set it up, you saw what went on, and you know that's unacceptable, sorry. Say something, speak up. Don't let that get to the point where the athletes have to speak up. It has to reach social media. Let's normalize, nipping shit in the butt. What the fuck?
So let me ask you a question. And it's not on the same topic, but it's in the same area. And I'm probably going to play devil's advocate on this.
No problem.
Do you think there should be equality between female and male athletes?
I understand that I think Candace Parker said it best when she was talking to Shaq about, Shaq proposed that they lower the rim in the NBA and the WNBA. And she said, one of the words out of her mouth was opportunity. If you have the opportunity to dunk on a 10-foot rim, that will you will have people that are successful at grasping that opportunity. But if you lower it to 9 feet, then they will learn to dunk at 9 feet. And what women, I think, are asking for in general is the opportunity to be treated equal and seen as equal. Even though they may do things that are out of sort, just like men do things that are out of sort, they want the opportunity to be able to, rectify that, to be able to say, hey, I might have messed up, but I am capable of doing that, and I want to chase that opportunity. Yes, it would be easier, and we would see much more, and maybe the WNBA would, forward itself, and we would see people getting paid at a faster rate if they could dunk on a fucking 8-foot rim. But them dunking on a 10-foot rim would be just as exciting if they're able to seize that opportunity, which I think that many women are.
All right, so I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
They can't dunk on a 10-foot rim, though.
They, right now. But you got to remember, the NBA...
Well, hold on.
Yeah?
But they can't. Even
That's fine.
Hold on. Even if you say right now, they can't. The WNBA has been around for how many...
That is not the point.
Give me a couple seconds.
Go ahead.
Let me just get
Sorry,
this point
I'm heated.
across. No, I could tell. It's passion.
Yeah.
It's passion. I'm just hearing about this Shaq proposal now.
Yeah.
I personally kind of like it. If WNBA athletes don't like it, I get that. But the reason why I like it is quite simply because there's an entertainment value associated to people dunking, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you're saying that women can't dunk now, well, then when?
I mean, in years. You know what I mean? When the NBA started out, people weren't dunking. It was almost 10, 15 years before the dunk happened in the NBA. Right? And maybe that's because of more athletic people coming along, but somebody had the notion to do that. I think what we need to understand about women asking for equality is that they don't want equality based out of a special or special.
The ladies' basketball is smaller than the male basketball,
I understand that. Just hear me out. All I'm saying is that females, women, girls, daughters, sisters, mothers, I think what they're asking for in this regard is we don't want to be treated specially by you. We don't want to be treated as girls. We want to be treated as we can lift the same. And even if we can't, we will learn to do so.
Okay. I'm just going to chime in because we do have limited minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the point that I was getting at was women don't dunk. They can't dunk. You might get one woman that dunks in every 1,000 or so on a 10-foot rim. Right? That's never changed since the WNBA started. I think Lisa Leslie was the first woman to dunk on the rim.
Okay.
What's understood at the same time is there's an entertainment value associated to dunking. So I could see why Shaq would say, hey, why don't we lower the rim a bit so that more women are able to dunk? Because historically, at 10 feet, women aren't able to finish by dunking at the rim.
Correct.
Right?
I can understand that.
Layups don't attract viewers and dollars, apparently. Everybody wants that spectacular dunk.
Okay.
Now, I understand ladies want to be treated evenly, but at the end of the day, this is a business. You eat. It's a bad expression. I don't like this expression, but you eat what you kill. I don't think that the male athlete should be having all the funds come in, and if women want to be treated equally, having all those funds come in and then passed off to the WNBA. Reason why I say that is because, like any other business, if I had a business that wasn't bringing money in, I would sever ties with that business.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that the NBA should sever ties with the WNBA. I actually agree that there should be a push towards equality. You have a microphone, you can speak, right?
You say not
with
a 10-foot pole.
Not
with a
No, because I'm saying the camera's out of focus, so the people can't read that.
But you can. That's what I'm trying to show you. What you guys are arguing is like semantics right now. Because you tell me if women can dunk when you go to watch a game?
I'm saying there's a better chance that viewers will actually watch if they see a chick body a next chick.
But 6.5 dunks in the average NBA game.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me 6 dunks in a WNBA game is going to...
I think it'll have an effect, in all honesty.
But it won't have an effect.
If I'm very honest,
Yeah.
I'm more likely to watch a WNBA game
Okay.
if I know there's going to be dunking in the game.
Let me say this. The reason that people don't respect the WNBA is the same reason that people don't respect the Raptors. It's something that they're watching that isn't the norm. We should respect the WNBA because if you actually sit down and watch those games, those girls are playing good basketball. And the reason that they're playing good basketball is because they have to.
You've made a slight miscalculation.
Okay.
You seem to think views and respect are in the same vein. I respect the WNBA. I'm not sitting down and watching as much WNBA games as I am NBA games. The NBA game is a little more entertaining than the WNBA game to me, the viewer.
The difference between the WNBA game and the NBA game is that the NBA game is almost 50 years older. Because when guys started playing the NBA game, first of all, it wasn't even inclusive of blacks, right? Then blacks started playing, dunks started happening, and they realized there was an entertainment value inside of that. So let's take that and put that in this container right here. The WNBA game is maybe 7, 8, 10 years old?
Maybe 15, almost 20.
Like, we should know that.
15
right?
almost
like
20.
Talking on the, but like, even if it's 15, 20, right? You're talking about a group of people, right? Yes, they're women, but that haven't had the opportunity. They weren't even allowed to. When were they allowed to start playing basketball at a high level? When? Women were playing netball before this. They had a whole different sport for women.
WNBA started in 1996.
It's not old.
It's 25 years almost.
We're in 2021. Explain 1996 and how that.
25 years almost.
Okay, yes, right.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry. That's going to be on a commercial.
Yeah.
But even still, you're talking about a group of people who 100 years ago were just decided that they could vote, right? And now you're saying, like, we discuss this all the time with black and white privilege and non-privilege. And we say that if black people had the same amount of privilege that white people have, if the playing fields were even, that we would be at the same place. But women, for not even just 100 years, even outside of the WNBA, have not had the same platform, the same structure that men have had, especially in sports. And we know that for sure. So all I'm saying is, while I watch them play, and they're playing very good basketball, and I understand that they want to dunk, I respect the fact that they want to go about it in a way that is even. They're not asking for special treatment. They're asking, leave the rim at 10 feet. We will learn how to dunk. The game will get more exciting as we enter and as we introduce more young girls into it, as we teach more young girls.
All
right. August,
Yeah.
I somewhat understand what you're saying, but
I don't think you do.
I do, but the whole thing is, I would love to make you understand how I understand it, but we're hitting our time.
This is true.
So.
Wait a minute. What's that shit Dave Chappelle said? Wrap it up, B.
Let's agree to disagree right now.
In the interim.
Yeah, and let's come back in a couple hours the next day, and let's wear the same clothes, and talk about how we can come to a common ground on this.
All right, let's conclude this in the next episode.
Yeah.
I think is what you're trying to say.
In the meantime, anybody that has an opinion, please, by all means, comment. Don't keep your comments to yourself. Comment. Comment in the comment section on IG, YouTube. We'll check. We'll respond. See what's happening.
Chances are we'll probably be using your comments in a future episode.
Yeah. You go with the graphics. Also, I think August is talking absolute bullshit. I don't agree with him at all, and he clearly doesn't agree with me.
Wow.
But if you agree with
so
August,
much for agree to disagree.
If you agree with August, subscribe, because a lot of the time he says stuff, and you might like what he's saying. You know what I mean? If you agree with what I'm saying, maybe hit a like button.
Cool, but let's
wrap it up. We'll see you again. We'll continue this in a minute. I strongly disagree with you, man. And I know you're playing devil's advocate, but geez. You're not getting no dates like this.
You're really not keeping it concise and wrapping it up. I'm waiting for you to say peace.
My girl be waiting for the same shit too. Peace.
Salute.